All right, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we have a really sweet list. This was played, I believe, over the weekend in one of the regional events or open series events. Can't remember which one, but by a Marceline Orion. And this is actually really cool looking. I just saw this one time and went, all right, I'm going to try this out and feature it because it plays so many cards that we don't play with regularly. And it's kind of in that cool, defined, like mid-rangey pile. And we'll just see if playing all this stuff really amounts to anything. Now, there is a fair amount of removal in here early, so we do have some Seam Rip and Get Lost, so no surprise there. It does play Ashling, which is kind of cool because you can use the backside to make extra mana for things that cost 4 or more, which there's a lot of that in this deck. We do have a couple of Naya, Skycell Storyteller, or on the backside, being able to play it for a 4/4 Flying Vigilance Haster, so we'll probably use both sides of this throughout the game, I would imagine. There is one No More Lies main deck. I will admit this also has a sideboard, so if you're playing best of 3, go for it, but we are playing it in best of 1 just to see how it holds up. We do have some Lightning Helix, because you would expect that in any type of mid-rangey deck playing white and red. Of course, stock up, because this is the best search/draw card right now in Standard. It does get to play Aang Swift Savior, which I like that in here for 2 reasons. One, obviously it can just slow your opponent's spells down, but there's going to be a lot of situations where maybe you want to replay an Ashland to dig for a card, or replay Naya to just, get some extra value and see what that next card is. So there's some stuff we'll be able to do with that. You do have Day of Judgment as well for some board control, and a full set of Legend of Kurik. And this is good just because once you get it to the backside, it's just infinite 1/1s effectively, the way this deck's built. But we'll see how often that happens. Otherwise, we are getting to scry and draw, and that's actually pretty good. You get to play Inevitable Defeat, which is a 4 mana, can't be countered, and exile target non-land permanent. You also drain your opponent for 3 life, which is big. And then, of course, Shiko. Now, it does feel a little bit counterintuitive having Shiko for getting things that are 3 mana, and then having Ashland wanting to play things that are bigger than 4 mana. But in between them, this will probably turn out okay, I think. So we're going to give this a go and see how it works. But before we do that, I got to remind you, check out our sponsor at Tales of Adventure. If you're going to save some money buying cards, go over there, toamagic.com. You can save 5% if you use my code, which is DRAGON, DRAGN. That's it. That's simple. You support the channel, you save some money, you get some sweet Magic cards. But alright, let's go hop in and see if this crazy 4-color mid-rangey thing can get the job done. Oh boy. We're probably supposed to mulligan this, but I'm going to keep it. Also, I'm trying to hammer out a lot of videos for y'all this week because I got to be down in Texas this weekend for the Hunter Burton Memorial Open. It's a really cool charity that's, I don't know, I feel like they're in the 15th year or something. It's been going forever. Yep, you have an Emberheart Challenger. That's unfortunate. I think we just pass here. Mostly because we can stop whatever they decide to play here or play on the Challenger, and then we could follow up with an Inevitable Defeat, which gains us a little bit of life, and then we can figure out what things look like after that. We don't like Wild Ride, so let's say no. Actually, I think we just let that be a thing, actually. And then we'll just work on bouncing the Challenger. I think that's safer. We take 1 point, but at the end of the day, they don't have anything on the battlefield. They likely can't deal 3 damage to Aang. And then this is fine. Yeah, can't complain about that. Oh, that's not bad either. I think I'll take the 2. I'm fine with that. Just get the damage in there. The best part, too, about bouncing something small is they don't really get a discount, right? It's still 2 mana, so it's kind of like whatever. Alright, you have a Firebending student. Congrats. I would like to remove a Firebending student. So we go back to 17. Oh, I'm 1 short of being able to do this. Dang. Alright, we're going to stock up, see if we can find a land. Ooh, there were 2. I guess we take the Vents and the Lightning Helix. Seems appropriate. I mean, we're also telegraphing to the opponent that we got something, because you ain't just playing a land and taking 2 against mono red. Though it's not really a secret, right? Yeah, you get to have that, opponent. Alright, we'll hit them with the Helix we just picked up. And this has been kind of systematic for the most part against mono red here. Oh, why did we not leave a white mana up? Oh, you know what though? We'll keep all those because those are strong cards to have. I could have also just played the backside of Naya. I think would have been fine. Just big 4/4, cause problems for the opponent. Would have been legit. Yeah, probably don't need any more lands there, but I will take a Lightning Helix. And this is where things probably just start getting out of control. Like, we actually have more cards than we can do anything reasonable with here. I'm going to have to discard one. Alright, I'll just use a Seam Rip here. I mean, we're at 16, the opponent's at 9. We can almost just burn them out at this point. I mean, we have double defeat and double Helix in hand. Yep, that's going to do it. Alright, we drew Ashlings. Let's see how this works. That's not a good sign for us, because we're going to have to take some land damage. Alright, we might be able to take a little less damage. Sharpshooter. Okay. We are definitely going to have to manage our life total carefully here. We are not playing Ashling. Mostly because both Get Lost and Lightning Helix do way more work here. Is there another 2-mana duder? Another Sharpshooter. Alright, well the good news is we do have a Day of Judgment if we can get around to that. I guess I'll take a second one. I don't think we really need it. But we'll see how things set up here. Yeah, if it's just that, we'll just take it. Go to 16. Dragon Fodder. Sure, we go to 14. I mean, there's no reason for us to do anything else here. Alright, we'll take 2. Go to 12. Day of Judgment. They do get access to another card here, which I guess good or bad was a land. We'll find out. Impact Trimmers. Good thing we... Oh, we have the best thing to get rid of that. Love it. Pass the turn. Ashnel's annoying. Let's do this first. Let's get rid of this. So we don't take like a 4-ball there when Ashnel enters the battlefield. Feels like the correct answer. Yeah, they can use that. We're okay with it. And then we're going to proactively just exile this. So we net gain 2 on the turn. We know what's on top, which is basically a 3 damage spell. Oh, they had another Ashnel. Now that sucks for us, actually. That's bad. Oh, that is so hurtful. Alright, here's the good news. We could Ang to just pick that up, and then they don't have anything good to do for the turn. And then maybe we can get them into a war where we play like Ashnel, Flame, and then... Oh no, because that would only cost 2 if we did that. Ah, tough. I think we're supposed to just Day of Judgment here. I hate it, but I think that's correct. Especially since we know what's in their hand at this point, you know? We're at 14, so we have a little bit of room, not a lot. Yeah, down to 8. Or down to 11, sorry. If they use the other 3, it would be down to 8. Okay, how much mana do we have? We can leave 3 up. Go with Ashland. I will discard 1, draw 1. A backup Aang. Okay, let's pass the turn. Wasn't expecting to draw an Aang here, but it's interesting. I mean, if they attack, we'll block. I have 0 interest in not blocking here. Unless the opponent wants to shoot our creature. Which I could see being a small concern for them, with them already having burn damage in hand. Excellent. They wasted it, so they don't get to gain life, and I will bounce my own Ashling. So no value for you, and we got to keep a creature. And we didn't take burn to the dome. It couldn't have been better, honestly. That was about as good as that was going to get. Okay. Do we keep Legend and Keurig? I don't think we do. Well, deck says yes, you do. Whether you like it or not. Pass the turn. We are not the beatdown deck here. And we kind of want to bait the opponent into doing a couple of things anyway. So, let's see what they got on their mind. That guy. Sure. You doing a couple of points here won't matter to us. We're okay with that. Okay, there's a no more lies. Let's go ahead and flip this. Ashland goes to the backside. We're going to make blue. And we can leave up. Well, we'll see. We might draw a land here too. And then our whole hand would be live. Ooh, the backside is Vigilance Haste. Okay. I think we do this, just draw Verge. I will attack for 2. And then we'll end the turn. I feel like we're mostly safe. Yeah, there we go. Double Ashenil was about to get scary in there, though, for a second, with the impact trimmers as well. I see the vision for what the opponent was doing. I played something similar to that a couple of, actually, I guess, early last year in Standards. So that deck can pop off. We'll keep this. Play the Parlor, Surveil, keep the starting town. So that gives us at least 4 mana, and it guarantees we have a black mana when that situation comes up. Okay, I guess we're gonna Seam Rip here. And they have... Wow, they really need that Llanowar Elf. They're like, no, I don't think you understand. I really want a Llanowar Elf. Here's what's interesting, though. I kind of want to... Let's pass. Because I think we want to Aang here. And then... Oh... That's unfortunate. I feel like there's an Ouroboros coming. But okay. I kind of walked myself into the situation, so we just got to deal with it. They can't just recast this. And then I'm hoping to find... Okay, a Helix will work. That was one of the cards I wanted to see. So we can still respond to Ouroboros' ability here. It was that or get... Oh, Leyline Weaver is mostly fine, I guess. I'll say, or get lost. Alright, just let him attack. During your end step, let's see if we can get rid of a Leyline Weaver. Nope, they have a way to protect it. Put a +1/+1 on it, which makes it a 4. Yep, that makes sense. Why are we not surprised? Alright, pass the turn. Though I guess I could have bounced the Weaver. That could have been a thing, I suppose. Would have probably been smarter. Yeah, you get a Llanowar Elf. Sure. Take 4. Like, seems reasonable. Alright, let's try it. I have a feeling, since they didn't play creatures, they have another protective thing here. I think this is just their bad my bad draw not matching up with their decent draw. Yeah. That's what I said. I expected that. Not a shocker. We see the type of game they got going on. We do find some lands. What do we need here? Probably another blue one would work. We have red-white still available. And I guess we'll take a Lightning Helix. Under the circumstances. I mean, I guess it's another defensive card, right? Like, I mean, what are we supposed to do? I mean, I'm assuming they're playing all of them. Like, because if you're not playing creatures, like, what the hell else is happening here, you know? Try to put a counter on Mikey. We will try to target Mikey. I have a feeling this is not going to work. Oh, it actually did. Oh my goodness. We got to kill a thing. I feel like we just won the lottery. We had a card actually do a thing. I'm going to go to 9 here. It's a little bit dangerous, but we have a get loss, and apparently they don't have the cheap removal spell or protection spells anymore. I don't think it really matters, but we probably take both of these. Actually, no. Let's just take stock up. And then pass? Don't know how I feel about this. There is an Ouroboros. So now we're going to have to look for... Maybe, actually, I should have taken the land. Because now I have to take land and Day of Judgment. Which is kind of poop stains. Alright. Do what we can. Alright. It's either here or it's not. That definitely looks like not. Alright. Inevitable defeat. Does that even keep us alive? I guess if I would have just killed the Ouroboros and let him have the one counter, it would have been smarter, but oh well. Alright, we're going in. I don't think I have a land that's going to work here. It has to be exactly a Verge. A white Verge at that. So, hold on. Let's tap. Let's get blue. Let's get colorless. So we have to get Day of Judgment and a Verge. We got Day of Judgment, and our 2 lands are tap lands. Alright, GG's. Yeah, so as it turns out, had we saved the extra damage, we would have saved 3 damage there. They would have used 1 of the map and got 2. So I guess we save 2, really, in the grand scheme of things. So we blocked the Weaver. So we'd have been at 3. Our land we found still would have been tapped. So the best we could have done is played a blocker. Then we still would have taken probably 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we still would have lost. Even if we'd have killed the Ouroboros when we wanted to. Yeah, that's just a case where our draw didn't work out. Okay, let's keep it. Seam Rip is cool, but does nothing here. Let's pass. We're going to need to find another land. Alright, so you played a starting town and a green-black land. Good to know. Breakout, sure. I will take one from that. Don't think it's worth using a Get Lost on. And we did find the land we were looking for, so that's good. And we'll pass. Cool but rude. We have an answer for that, too. And there's another Moonshadow. That's cute. Let's go ahead and get rid of that now before Moonshadow comes down. I think I'm willing to take a turn and just play the Kuruk here. And a land, huh? We do have a Foundry already. I don't think I want either of these, oddly. And if we really want to, we can go to the yard for Shiko and just play a Get Lost. But if the opponent plays another creature here, I guess we'll go Day of Judgment. If they don't, we'll play Shiko into a Get Lost. Will be our game plan. Alright. We can live with that. Ooh. Alright. Don't need the land now. I think we're okay. But we will take Naya. And then here we'll go ahead and play this tapped. And let's go ahead and Day of Judgment. Now we just want to find lightning helixes and things to destroy. Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say, to gain some life. Let's go ahead and take two. Let's play this. Make a 1/1 spirit that can only block and be blocked by spirits. Yep, that's going to do it. Yeah, we kind of had everything covered up there, right? They only had 3 lands, so Aang was still big. Like, we were going to... I was honestly just going to play Naya, see what card we got on top. Leave Aang up, respond, and then after that, I mean, we have 3 extra bodies. We have Shiko that could replay a Get Lost, and, like, we're just not losing that game from there. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we're keeping. Though, alright. This means we're kind of priced into playing Get Lost instead of Lightning Helix early, though. Opponent has a Duress? No, a Titan Bone joins up. What do we want to do? I think, under the circumstances, we get rid of the Lightning Helix. Just for the reasons we were just describing. Now to find out if this is an actual discard deck, or if they're just doing something fun with... Oh, you're doing those shenanigans. Alright. I mean... Sure? Because I don't really want to discard anything else. And Aang is actually reasonable for next turn. Alright, they found a land. We'll play Pyre to save ourselves some damage. And pass. Yeah. I don't think we're going to proactively just play Aang here. That's silly. No point risking it. Okay, let's go ahead and try to set something up here. Inevitable defeat. We could take another Shiko, but we wouldn't have much to play. Actually, I guess we could play an Aang if Aang were to die here, or we legend ruled an Aang. I don't really know what's better value here. Alright, that can stay, I guess. No attacks. I mean, I don't expect we're going to get to hold this Aang very much anyway. Because if they'll play a land, they'll play something that removes the Aang. Exactly. Then they'll play their Enduring Innocence. Which is fine. And then I think the plan here is probably just Shiko into a Helix. Like, not the craziest thing, but it just makes sense. Sure. I mean, we're probably not going to get to keep this Shiko anyway. And then we'll figure out what Shiko into Aang type situation we want. Yep, you got it. Yep. Sure, you can have that. This feels like a deck we should have a lot of struggles with, actually. Ooh. Can I do that? Ooh. Ooh. This is an interesting scenario. Seam rip the thing that gives... We seam rip the things that give them value here and see what happens, right? So we seam rip this. We pass. Actually, no, they have too many ways they could possibly bounce the Enduring Innocence as well. Alright. So they'll play Bandit. We'll discard Legend of Kurik. I mean, they could have other discard things as well. I mean, if they just get our hand, they get our hand. Right? We'll live with it. Cost of doing business. Alright. Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I was saying. If they have it, they have it. So now we're just priced into hitting, like, Day of Judgment or something here. Alright. That is not it. Well, you might have us, opponent. But for the time being, I gotta do what I can do. Milling us doesn't really do anything, so mill them seems fine. Alright. I mean, if we don't get a Day of Judgment, game's over here anyway. Because they'll just gain enough value, and then they'll just kill us with the Bandit's talent. Clay-fired bricks for bonus damage, why not? That's an interesting inclusion, actually. But it kind of makes sense there. I mean, we're dead anyway, so I mean, we would need to draw perfect, and that's not even going to be close. Alright, good job. Ooh, Ashlyn. We're going to keep... I don't know if Ashlyn's going to do enough for us. Do we have access to blue? We don't. Actually, this will get us one blue. Huh. Well, that's a little bit of a problem. Alright, I'll do this just to make sure I don't accidentally not have red next turn. In case we want to play Ashling, we might, in some world, want to leave up a Get Lost, but we'll see. This world is not that world. Let's go ahead and take one. We'll play Ashling here. Discarding... Man, this is a tough call. I guess River Pyre Verge. Alright, we picked up an Aang. That's cool. I think it's worth the risk that if we get to keep Ashling, we try to flip her to play Legend of Kurik. Now, there's a lot of ways we don't get to keep this. But if we do, that's what I would be aiming for. And then just see if we could get some runaway value. Oh, this is nice. We at least get a little bit of insight to what the opponent's playing here. There have been some interesting mono-white aggro decks running around. This could be one of those. And then let's run out Legend of Kurik. Ooh, we get land and a Helix. That's fun. I think... do we want both? I think we want both, actually. Alright. I'm willing to attack here. If you get rid of our Ashling, then so be it. Caretaker's Talent. Well, we're going to have some things to say about that card, let me tell you. Let's get white, I suppose. We'll decline to flip it. Ooh! Alright, don't think we need a second Ashling, but that inevitable defeat. Chef's kiss. That is great here. Alright, so we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think we go ahead and just use... well, we have to use her mana. Like, ugh. Actually, no, that's fine. We can use that for inevitable defeat, right? Get rid of the Caretaker's Talent. And then we'll just play Flood Farm Verge, and we don't have to take any damage here. And that'll at least leave up Get Lost. Because while I thought this was going to be the creature aggro repile, that is not what Caretaker's Talent indicates. So we may need to get rid of another enchantment. Oh, we're about to flip our Legend of Kuruk, too. Man, I would like to have a nice hard counter here. Or at least a counter spell. So we don't have to just use Aang and then be staring at the same, like, board sweeper next turn. Yeah, that happens. I mean, as much as we'd like to have an Aang here, that's cool, I guess. Sort of feels like the opponent's less likely to do anything crazy here. Ooh, we got another Helix. Okay. I don't think it matters what colors we get because we're not going to be able to use it. Decline. Gonna have a little bit of everything here. I am going to pay 2. And I'm just going to attack with my Ashling. If they choose to double block or not or whatever, their prerogative. If they double block, I will Lightning Helix one of them. And that still leaves up Aang. So that's something. In the turn. And then we'll have one turn to look for an answer to Day of Judgment. Like, Aang could slow it down. Then maybe we could stock up into one of the spell counters. Might be our best bet. Though that wouldn't really work, because then they could just pay for it. That lets you search for a thing. Yeah, sure. We have another Lightning Helix. I don't think we're really worried about them getting another land here. And we get to attack for quite a lot here. 4, 5, 6, 7. That is not what we were looking for. Decline to flip it. Let's attack. And now we're faced with a little bit of a problem. Because if we Aang, assuming they go land Day of Judgment, then they would still be able to just play the Day of Judgment for 2 more mana, right? Because that'd be 6. So I'm going to go digging. Though we want to leave a white and a blue available. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's untap those. Let's tap this for blue and this for something. Alright, let's do this. Let's see what we find. Okay, we found a land. We did not find what we were looking for, though. So I'm probably going to take a stock up and a Verge. And then just play the other Verge and pass. Hope they don't have a land if they try to Day of Judgment. They probably do, though, because they're playing that type of deck, because we already saw the land that they drew, right? So, not a lot we could do there. Now, I was going to say, if it was Ultima, that would be a bit different. They're at 8. Yeah, that's fine, I think. We can get 2 bodies out of the way, so we're not worried about that. Though they could have their own, like, get lost or something here on our avatar. Okay. They're not doing anything. What are we trying to do here? Carrot cake. I think... How do we get out of this? Alright, you get the carrot cake, I guess. Just trying to think what these next couple of cards need to look like for us to be able to punch through for a win here. And I'm not sure I know what the answer is, but it starts here by making a token. Bounce a 2/1. Oh, is that it? That might be our ticket. Decline to flip. So we could Lightning Helix 1. They can't block the 2 in the air. They block the 4 on the ground. So they would take 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. Never mind. Never mind. We have a get lost. Yeah, this will be it. Let's go Helix on the 2/1. We will get lost the 1/1, and then we'll attack for lethal. Yep, that'll do it. All right. Ooh. Yeah, that one felt kind of crazy, because that feels like a type of deck we're not really designed to beat, because they're also a control-y type deck, making a bunch of tokens. But I guess it's not a bad matchup. I mean, we did a lot just hanging around on 4 lands for a bit, too. Didn't even get to really take advantage of Ashling, except for the Legend of Kurik. So that kind of worked out. I think we got a little lucky, though, that the opponent didn't have a or a Day of Judgment there. They could have had an Ultima, and that would have been fine. We could have dealt with that. But I'm not sure they would play Ultima when they're playing their own artifacts. But maybe. You know, it's possible. But either way, a win's a win. We'll take it. We'll move on. Okay. I mean, we got all the colors. Can't really ask for a lot more here. I mean, we have Ashland without a lot to do with it, so that's a little disappointing, I guess. Forsaken Miner. Let's go ahead and play that tap. Let's go ahead and Seam Rip a Miner. They'll probably play the other enchantment that makes a hardly blockable skeleton. Nope, just another Forsaken Miner. And I don't know what happened this season, but there's been a lot, and I mean a lot, of skeleton decks on the ladder the last couple days. Very surprising. Yeah, we'll go ahead and stop a Corpses of the Lost. I mean, they could replay it for 2 next turn, but we could also Ashland and get lost, and it's fine. Minimize our damages. I really want to play Starting Town, but I also want to do this. So let's just move it on. All right, that's fine. We can live with that. So I'm kind of hoping the opponent goes like Corpse of the Lost into another thing, try to get in for some damage, and then we get rid of the Corpse of the Lost, get some solid blocks here. Oh, they had to shoot the Sheriff. Darn. Alright, well, let's just get rid of the Corpse of the Lost. We'll block 1, take 2. 'Tis fine. We will pay. And we just need red, white, blue, which we have. So it doesn't really matter. go into a Shiko. Shiko is going to get an Aang. Aang will bounce a 2/2 token. And we'll attack. Alright. Things are mostly okay at the moment. Not completely, but not bad either. Ritual Chamber. You got it. Let's leave it. Let's get blue mana. And decline to flip. Actually, let's decline to flip it, because if we find something, we'll need all of our mana. I was willing to discard a plains, though, but would have left us just a wee bit mana light. Oh, Arena tapped our only red mana. Oh, dang it. That sucks. Alright. Might still be okay, though, and be worth it. Let's not attack. I assume they will unlock the room. We'll still only have one red mana, but we'll get to look at cards, so maybe we could find another untapped red source? So we're going to unlock 2 rooms? That would be something. And a slasher. Wow. Okay. We're doing things. All right. Need something good here. Decline to flip. Well, found a red land and technically could make a flyer. So that's not nothing. Can we play this? 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, we could. And these are not legendary. The back side is legendary, but the front side is not. So if we do that, we can still double Helix, which is important. So let's put a land away, and we'll take Naya. And then pass the turn, I think. I guess I could have attacked with Shiko to see if they block, and I could have saved like 1 Lightning Helix potentially. That wouldn't have been the worst thing. I probably should have, actually. Alright. So we're going to make another demon. Oh, wait. If they put a counter on that, now if we kill it, it just goes away. This is interesting now. So we could block, block, shoot, shoot. Alright, this was not what we were planning on. But I'll take it, I guess. Alright. I mean, we kind of did a thing. Okay, so what are we going to need mana-wise here? Do we get red? I am actually going to pay with one of the reds so that I can discard this Hollow Fountain. Alright, only found an Elegant Parlor, so that's not great. Oh, however, Get Lost is kind of great. Actually, both these cards are good. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. Was not expecting to see those cards. That kind of threw me for a loop for a second. Let's go ahead and play Naya. Get us some tokens. This also has haste, which is super nice here. I'm going to go and get a demon out of the way. Play the Parlor. We know the stock up is there. I think we're just going to stick with the stock up. And, well, you can't block, so sure. I mean, they get to draw 2 cards. This is not nothing here. And they're going to drain us for 4, so we're still on a little bit of a clock. Yep. That's what should happen. And a slasher, sure. All right. Do we pay? Do we pay? Do we pay? Yeah, I guess I'll pay. We have enough mana that if we find something good, another Shiko or something, we could just play it. And I'm only getting blue because I'm going to use 1 blue here. We'll keep the non-summoning sick one, obviously. Okay, well, a Day of Judgment could also work here. Oh, boy. That was not something I was expecting. Opponent's at 22. Can we outrace this is the question. Because I feel like maybe we could. God, this is so close, y'all. I kind of want to get squirrely here and go something like this. And just gamble. Okay, we'll take the land. Because we haven't played a land yet. So it still leaves us Get Lost as an option, which we're okay with. This has Vigilance. This would die if it got blocked by the Slasher. Oh, if we kill the Slasher, though... And I feel like we kind of have to, right? This is just the world we're in. Just do what you're going to do, I guess. Oh, that's funny. It does count as every creature type. It's a changeling. It can actually block one of the spirits. That is amusing. However, it also means my wolves or spirits can block their changeling, which is a weird scenario, but it's a thing that exists. All right, they're digging for something. This is good. This means their hand's not very good here. They're also finding lots of lands. All right, Corpses of the Lost, sure. Which doesn't really do much here. We're not that worried about a Corpses of the Lost. Opponent just putting counters on their Slasher for no reason, I guess, to make it easy for us to eventually get rid of it. Another Forsaken Miner. Now, admittedly, our spirits can also not block Forsaken Miners, so that's a real thing. But we'll get to see a lot of cards this turn. And we only have probably 2 more turns, so we have to keep that in mind too. Get blue. Decline to flip. Definitely put both those on the bottom. We do not need more lands here. Oh no, there were 3 lands in a row up top. That was the worst. Alright, we have Inevitable Defeat, and we have Aang. Those are both fantastic cards right now. We said figure out how we want to treat this. If we use this, the Inevitable Defeat right now, we would have to play a land to be able to cast Aang. But I think it's worth it. So let's remove one of these rooms. We also get to gain 3, so that buys us a turn or 2. I'm going to go ahead and just take the 2, because we're going to leave the mana up for Aang. Because, you know, responsible thing to do here. Attack, attack, attack. And we're at 11. Well, attacking with Ashling does nothing. We get in for 4. I mean, if they trade for our avatar at this point, I think we're kind of fine with that too. And then they would still take 8. Yeah, I think we're willing to make that exchange. Yeah, I'm fine with that trade. And then end the turn. Especially since we have another one that's going to hit the scene next turn. Yeah, you have a shapeshifter, I guess. It does count as a skeleton. That's some non-zero amount of damage we may potentially be taking here. And another Corpses of the Lost, sure. So opponent's just going all in here. Just saying this is their turn, right? To get in as much damage as they can. Oh, don't put it there, opponent. That's the one I can block easily. Why would you do that? Well, they're tapped out now. Now I don't think we can lose. All right, we can only lose if we make bad blocks. Get rid of a token. Block one of these. What is that? 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have to block another one of those. And is that it? 7. We take 2 is 9. They go to 8. We'd have 4, 5, 6, 7. We'd be 1 short. Is there a way we could block differently and have it matter? Because we take 11, that doesn't work. I mean, we do get to look at 2 cards. We'll just have to find one, right? Or it's just game over, I guess. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to think about if there's a way. No, if we're going to block, sadly, I think we have to block here. Oh, that guy's tapped. So we're not even worried about that. Oh, so there's only, wait. There's only 4 coming through? Hold on. This guy's not attacking. I was wondering, something didn't make sense. All right, so if 8 comes through, that's 9, 10, and we're at 1? I'm just making sure I'm not missing something here. 4, 8, 9. I guess if we're going to do it, let's just block to be safe. All right. I don't think it mattered, though. I think we had a couple. For some reason, the way it was lined up, it looked like the Unstoppable Slasher was still attacking, but it actually wasn't. So, sorry that took longer than it needed to. That was genuinely me like going, where'd this other 3 damage come from? And it just didn't matter. All right, cool. That was a good, strong win, actually. All right, so Marcelino Ryan's 4-color mid-rangey crazy pile is actually pretty solid, to be honest. I was pretty impressed with this. It's a wild pile of cards. I kind of wish we had more No More Lies a couple of times, because there were some spots I was hoping to draw into a couple more, but we're only playing 1. So that would have been nice to have like something else that we could dig for and maybe protect ourselves in a couple of situations. But Legend of Kurik won a couple games. Shiko won a couple games. We got to use pretty much every card in the deck. The inevitable defeat. If anything, I don't think I played this deck very well, and it still had pretty good results. What did we lose? 2 games in there? I don't know. I have to go back and look. But it played pretty well against a little bit of everything. It's got early removal. It's got a couple of board sweepers. Not a lot, right? It can obviously play the long game. If anything, I think you saw the weakness of the deck is playing up against something with a bunch of discard. You know, for as much as I don't think discard decks are that good right now in the format, actually are very good against this deck. So that's something. But again, that's a thing you run into on the ladder every once in a while. If you were wanting to put this together for a paper tournament at your local store for store championships or standard showdowns or any of that stuff, I think the deck would actually do very well. The problem you're going to have, though, is hopefully you already have the lands, because this plays so many different rare lands in Flood Farm Verge, Anchorage, the Verges, multiple shock lands, you know, so that's a little difficult. The good news is some of these other cards are not that expensive, even though they are rares, but the lands could eat you up on this, which could be a little bit of a problem. But if you already have all these cards, because they're all from previous sets, right? We're not playing anything really new in here. So, if you already have them, give it a go. This deck's actually pretty sweet. I'll leave the link over to Moxfield, though, like always, so y'all could download this and check it out. But this one was surprising and pretty good. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.